All right, welcome back. Jeff Marshall here. In this lesson, we're going to talk about something I refer to as the John Coltrane pentatonic. Now, don't expect me to be playing like John Coltrane because I can't do that, but I can use some of these ideas and inject it into my own style, and that's what I love about this. Now, what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to alter the pentatonic scale. Unlike before, we were substituting a pentatonic scale for another pentatonic scale to get some different colorations. This lesson, we're going to actually change the pentatonic scale to kind of address certain chord tones or extensions that will give us that flavor. So, for example, we have an A minor pentatonic. But see, minor pentatonics are kind of void of modes. They don't have those colorations in them that will give you a specific mode. So if you change the pentatonic just a little bit, you can get that modal sound without actually playing the entire mode. Now, this is one of the things when I was younger, when I learned how modes worked, I had already been playing for a number of years and I could play some pretty good pentatonic riffs. But then when it came to playing in a modal sound, it kind of changed everything for me. I had to take a whole different approach and I started to get a little frustrated with it. Well, after, a few years, I started figuring out, well, I can actually just change the pentatonic scale and I can retain that pentatonic sound. And what I mean by that is, that kind of two notes on a string type sound that is, quintessential with pentatonic scales. But I can still get some of the colorations of a mode. So, for example, the Dorian mode. Now, what makes the Dorian mode? The Dorian mode is the major sixth note. Okay, so we have a minor sound. So in this case, A minor, and the major sixth of that root tone, which is actually F sharp, is what gives it that Dorian sound. But if I play an A minor pentatonic, I don't get that sound, right? So what do? Well, we just alter the pentatonic, right? We change it. So instead of our pentatonic being 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, which is your typical minor pentatonic, we're going to change the flat 7 to be that major sixth note, F sharp. So now we have 1, flat 3, 4, 5, major 6. There's our first octave. Next octave, 1, flat 3, 4, 5, major 6. And then, of course, we can carry it on up to another root tone here and all the way up to the minor third on top. So that shape looks something like this. Okay, it's not too far. It's just one note away from the regular pentatonic, so it's not too hard to see. It's still two notes on a string, so if you have some little pentatonic sequences or little pentatonic runs that you would just normally do in an A minor pentatonic, it would actually transfer over pretty easily to the A minor 6 pentatonic. I know that, just doing a little studying, I know that John Coltrane used this quite a bit. And this is a really fun way to get some of those modal sounds, but without kind of retooling your whole playing, so to speak, right, to play a modal type sound. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to throw the backing track on. This is just a little jam over A minor 7, and just kind of play around with that scale a little bit, just so you can hear what it sounds like. Let's do it. Right, so I think that sounds pretty hip, and that's giving me that kind of Dorian sound without having to just completely change my brain to a whole nother scale or a bunch of notes. I'm just still playing that kind of two notes on a string structure. Now, of course, I can still play the A minor pentatonic. It's still legal, and so I think it's kind of cool to be able to blend these things together, right? So I could play some A minor pentatonic and add some of that minor 6 pentatonic in with it And now I'm kind of getting the best of both worlds. Maybe I'll just try a little bit of that over the track. All right, so of course they both work great, and by blending them together, I'm kind of getting that Dorian type sound, but I'm not just completely foregoing my minor pentatonic, which is obviously totally legit also. Let's go ahead and jump over to our practice session. I'll give you some strategies for implementing this into your playing. Let's do it.